Hello, with you is Alina, and we have such a handsome guest. This is a real case from my Salon's practice. Extra Master Elena had a girl come in with beautiful scissors, with beautiful nails, but with one finger as an exception. Of course, we immediately started asking what happened to her. It turned out that exactly 2 months ago, before she came to us, she dropped a barrel on her finger, imagine, right on the edge. That is, you can imagine how well this barrel hit her finger. And it's surprising that the nail didn't fall off right there and then. And honestly, she admitted that she was waiting for the nail to fall off on its own, and then a new one would grow. But for some reason, her unknown nail didn't start to fall off. The only thing that happened to it was that it became such an ugly, deformed, and there was something yellow and green. And now all the medical defenders will scream, she needed to be in the hospital. She needed to be tested. Yes, of course, it was necessary, and maybe to the hospital, and maybe for a test. But what do you think if a girl has been sick for 2 months? A young girl, she's 18 years old. She's been afraid to even go to a professional and ask what's happening to her for 2 months. Do you think she's ready to go to a surgeon or someone else? So people are generally as afraid of the word fungus as they are of fire. And when you say surgeon, they almost faint. Besides, I don't think that you need a higher medical education to trim nails. In fact, cleaning up onycholysis is just trimming the nails, because we only remove the part that has detached from the nail. And generally speaking, we don't do anything particularly illegal there. But in our situation here, there is such a problem area, here near the cuticle, and that's exactly what we're showing now. In general, we started to protect and remove all this, and it turned out that somewhere there, inside her, there's pus. Imagine, such a beautiful, greenish, tasty pus. Tasty, probably only to me. Well, how to say, not that I have an appetite for it, but honestly speaking, I really like such content. And first of all, I find it interesting, and secondly, it's an opportunity to show you what you can face, given that our salon is very large. Many masters work. Of course, very different cases come to us very often. I wanted to show you this beauty, by the way. This little wonder ball is absolutely solid and creates miracles. It has a red and black bug. I don't know why all the notches at Biotech are combined, but they apparently have their own meanings. But he divinely coolly filed our nail exactly where it was needed. And it allowed us to qualitatively remove all the dirt and do a deep, good cleaning. So, now about everyone who wrote to me in the comments. Yes, you have tools there, they are not processed. Well, first of all, where do you know how my tools are processed? Secondly, how do you think if I have a salon? Do you think I am an enemy to myself? Maybe I am an enemy to people? Of course not. My tools go through all the necessary stages of processing, everything as prescribed by Sandpin. And among other things, I am one of the few salons that have an autoclave. That is, we have long-stopped air-drying tools and process them in an autoclave. Oh, look, another one came out. There was actually a lot there. That is, we kept extracting and extracting it. So, an autoclave is a device that processes all the metal instruments under steam pressure. It's such a thing that dentists and gynecologists have. That is, it's a higher level of processing. By the way, there is information, again, from these medical stores, where all the dentists flock, and we are there by coincidence. They have information that soon all activity will be certified. And if you don't have an autoclave, which costs a minute $150,000, and now probably even more expensive, because the dollar rate has jumped. In short, if you don't have an autoclave, then you don't have the right to work. And when I first heard this, it was summer. I was so thoughtful, and I think, I'll buy myself in advance just in case, because suddenly, what I'm already ready, well, in short, if war, then I have everything. Well, meanwhile, Lena has already cleaned everything up for us. Very gently, she accurately finishes filming what's left. By the way, speaking of chunks, you can't neglect them with a sharpener. I don't know, someone in my salon didn't look, and these unfortunate chunks were not sharpened. And honestly, I'm so upset about how they cut. So I'm rejecting this tool altogether. I don't like the steel here. Well, okay, it's not about that now. Anyway, we're finishing up, and what remains for us to do is definitely assign home care, take the client for control. This means that we will be with her in correspondence at certain times. She will send finger photos and updates on her condition. We will monitor to ensure everything is okay. And if necessary, we will immediately invite her for additional cleanings. Hypertonic baths and anti-inflammatory treatments were prescribed. We also made her a breathing bandage and sent her home with God. Everything will be fine with her. Also, according to the client, the finger stopped hurting because when you release the pus, everything happens right here. The situation isn't ideal so far. And while applying the bandage, I wanted to mention, don't forget about the other 4 fingers. You can't wear this length on your nails. This is a very, very bad trend, guys. We always trim the length so that when you touch it with your thumb, you don't feel it. This is that golden length, especially when the shoe season is closed. And finally, it seems, we have a new tradition. We turn a sad finger into a happy one. I drew a face. Elena decided to add a nose and ears. We got a kitten. Well, thank you all very much for watching. Bye-bye. It was Elena with you. Well, judging by everything, I'm waiting for comments. Apparently, it's going to be hot.